Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Disco Elysium, where things are just really loud here for some reason. I guess it's the dock. Well, no, but there's not work going on at the dock, right?
No,
Maybe docks are just
Famously.
always loud?
that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes as much sense as anything. So I'm really curious about what's about to happen here.
Yep, I have too. So, to be clear, you have not been in this box before.
I'm fairly sure that's correct.
All right, let's go inside this box.
My memory is famously garbage. No, I'm sure. I did say right before recording that neither one of us has gone back and looked at my playthrough very much. I did a little, but I'm wondering how much it's going to turn out that I'm wrong about things that I don't remember that I did or that I remember happening differently, just because my memory is so famously terrible. But this is fucked. This is definitely new.
I was about to say that going inside this container reminds me of that Finnish comedy movie where the guy lives in a container from like 2011 or so.
Oh, sure, that
um,
classic of
this-
stage and screen.
But this does. I don't. It was actually a really well regarded. Like it was a little bit of a thing. The director finally got some notoriety in the broader film world beyond just Finland. But this doesn't happen in it, so it's not a correct reference.
So what you're
right.
saying is that film actually was bullshit because they didn't foresee this.
Yeah. Oh, that's just a lot. Okay, there's.
As we know from the dialogue box, this is a light bending guy.
Stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
Amabel, before you click, look at your money.
What?
The overwhelming presence of capital.
That's too much money. No one needs that much money.
It does seem like too much money.
With that much money, if I can just leave with this money, I should go. I don't know. I should go find people and give them money.
Yeah, fuck this murder.
The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
I will squint.
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo.
I really appreciate how weird this game is getting. How much it's becoming, because like there is some weirdness, like, but it could be interpreted as like metaphorical weirdness, you know, as kind of about the interiority and whatnot, and shivers is kind of a weird thing, but this is just full on.
Yeah, what's happening here definitely isn't a metaphor of some kind.
I mean, okay, no, it
I'm
is,
sorry,
but it's
sorry,
also it's also a science science fiction.
Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Oi, what's going on in here? I added the oi.
Yeah,
that's some
acting,
character
right.
work.
Welcome. Not too much, actually. Just pleasantly surprised to have company today.
Oh, that audio, that's strange.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
It is very strange. They got that right.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
What you can see of his body appears composed in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes.
We should get back to our investigating. Thanks for
Amabel.
Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Diodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Mr. Diodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Harrier Dubois.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
How did you become so rich?
To be perfectly blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
I don't like. Can I shoot this guy?
This guy is
Well,
just being near him is kind of giving me a stomach ache.
And blow.
thank you, electrochemistry.
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual?
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
Hey, Kim, can I see the gun for a second?
Yeah. It's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society?
Sure. And they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht?
I'm surprised that you went so soft there and didn't say the thief thing. Like, this dude's invulnerable, right? You're not gonna hurt his feelings.
I was really tempted to do the thief thing, but then I was wondering if I was going to die. Just
Yeah.
like, this isn't normal. What's going on here? This is
You are so afraid with all of your bars of health of their various colors. Always so afraid.
hundreds.
Dozens, at least. Of course, in the future, it'll all be automated. But my point is this.
He says, jabbing his finger into the air a bit.
I'll get angrier the next.
Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him.
I will say nothing.
Some
Capital makes one speechless, does it not? Blinds like the sun that rises from beyond the horizon after a gloomy winter.
You were saying, dear?
Some people have been awfully tyrannical then, because, gosh, there are some things this man earns that he clearly hasn't been given yet.
Yeah.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
I will, but first I'm asking about this again.
To be perfectly blunt, all I did
And blow. Actually, at the level
glad
this
that was
guy
another
is,
check.
it takes
Another
several
physical check.
generations to do.
Well, they're static. They're going to be the same.
Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? Capital.
Hey,
Oh, I don't have the option
hey,
now.
all
Darn
this
it.
talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is
There's-
going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
There's something strange about you.
What do you mean?
His essence seems to signify actual surprise.
Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow a little different.
Are you talking about my chin?
No, I mean, I can't even see you. It's as if something is happening to the light.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weisswiesemann coefficient.
Or what?
It's some statistical thing. In essence, it says that when an extremely low net worth individual meets an extremely high net worth individual, some of the laws of physics cease to apply.
Are you telling me that you are so rich that light literally bends around your face?
Among other things. But calm down. I am but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
I'm calm.
That's good.
Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff?
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Huh.
Yes. I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
What are you doing in this container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think.
Wouldn't say it's exactly safe now, but financially secure individuals are known adrenaline junkies.
By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
We're in Martinez, a district of Revachol, the former capital of the world.
Ah, Revachol. I remember walking its streets as a teenager. There used to be a bowling alley in Stella Maris. I wonder if it's still there. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
Why don't you help them? You've got so much money it can't make a difference to you.
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls. Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
So you travel from place to place via shipping container.
Smart, you know? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Sure.
Do you think this third one is the one that feels the most, like, dismissive?
I don't know. Again, this guy's invincible. Nothing you say is gonna get to him.
Yeah, that does sound pretty tiresome.
Don't get me wrong. They're nice things. But once you achieve a certain level of wealth, your time and mental space become much more important than material goods.
So you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle?
What? No, I did not say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
The bending light appears to wink.
That just makes me physically ill. This is the most uncomfortable I've been in this entire game. We should get back to our investigation. Thanks for your time.
Really, you're not
Why
okay?
go so soon? I feel we've so much more to talk about. Well, until next time.
I don't have an option to shoot him, so
Yeah.
to do the moral thing.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate,
Oh no.
political
Oh no.
opinions somewhere in Martinez.
You must be mistaken. I'm a real radical.
Of course, a radical centrist.
Fuck you!
These bright and loud times where 1,000 frequencies drown one another out, sober thinking is a radical act. It's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
Now see, when the game called you normal cop, you got all touchy about it. But I was just like, I don't know. I feel like you're being pretty normal. This is fucked. This is cannons across the bow. This is.
Where is this Kingdom of Conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring about those circumstances?
Incrementally. Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly.
Fuck. It's fucked at this empathy that's saying this.
I mean, click the thing.
That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
But what about all the things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future.
It's not my...
You may never live to see the Kingdom of Conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What benevolence. What a fucking joke.
Thank you, electrochemistry. Is this Kingdom of Conscience really about doing things or just preserving the status quo?
Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
No.
Then you've never lived through real chaos. Sometimes, in the face of great disaster, defending the status quo is progress.
This sounds mega boring and absolutely wretched. Count me out.
What you want is immaterial. The Kingdom of Conscience is coming, whether you like it or not. Only very slowly.
Okay, you got a little hot under the collar there. Oh, look at that. As you walk back toward the guy and watch your money. It is actually like your distance from him is...
Yeah, that's fun.
The appearance of high net worth.
Oh, God. Okay,
If you had tried to take, if you had just called this guy a thief, like we both know you should have, you would have gotten 4 XP and you would have leveled up.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. It's too late now.
I'm gonna ask him for money.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
What can I do for you?
Give me money.
I don't see how it's appropriate for a representative of the law to ask a wealthy person for money. This shines a bad light on the RCM, if you catch my meaning.
Kim?
So does letting this guy survive, but we're gonna do that.
Come now. There is not even a cent of corruption here. I'm merely being polite. So, let me check my pockets. As you may know, us high net worth individuals don't have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think they only have coins for coffee machines. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
Unbelievable. You managed to meet a man who's so rich, light literally bends around him, and all you can get out of him is 3 real? What's wrong with you?
It gets me almost nothing.
That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work for the rest. Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
Ooh, a conceptualization challenge, should we?
Yeah.
If business planning were really your strong suit, you probably wouldn't be a cop.
Okay, so I've got this idea for a board game.
Go on.
Brace yourself. It is very high concept.
I'm ready.
It's a pen and paper game where people all over the world can play with each other using radios.
Hold on. Have we met before?
I don't think so.
Yeah, on second thought, it couldn't have been you. Your idea reminds me of a group of young men who came to me a long time ago, calling themselves Fortress Accident. The name should have been a red flag. They pitched me and a handful of other investors on an idea for a role-playing game that would, in their words, change the world.
What happened?
Well, at first everything was rosy. The ideas were solid, but they were lacking in... How do I put it? They lacked the will to get things done. As their financial situation became more desperate, their ideas devolved from realistic to absolute insanity. We lost all of our money. High art types never deliver. They're only good for peddling Welkins or whatever creeps they come up with.
I guess the inordinate amount of time they put into drawing mythical creatures did not generate a return on investment.
Wait, where are they now?
Nobody knows for sure, but the place can't be pretty.
Did you try to salvage the project somehow?
Sadly, when we got there, it was too late. The concept had run out of steam. Only dust remained. What I want to tell you is this. It's a very bad idea. Dead in the water. You seem like a reasonable man, but that is not a reasonable plan.
Are you sure you don't want to give those little Welkins a second go?
Absolutely not.
Interesting.
We should get back to our investigation. Thanks for your time.
It was a real pleasure. Sadly though, my current lifestyle prevents me from remaining more than a brief time in any one place. Perhaps we'll meet again, somewhere far away. Farewell, friend, and may your peace of mind guide you to happiness.
Well, that was, you got $3 and a thought. Sorry, 3 real.
The door seems to be locked, conclusively.
What were you going to try to go back in for?
I don't know. Okay, well, I'm really disappointed in myself for having the game call me a centrist. I earned that by choosing the safe option, and I need to not do that. I don't know why I'm so scared.
You got a little hot under the collar there and fucking bailed out on that. But I think you and the game, have the same position a little bit on radical centrism. I do think the game makes an interesting argument, and you noted that it is rooted in empathy about the way that radical centrism it comes from a certain place, and it basically represents just a lack of will to commit to getting anything in particular done.
Yeah.
It's like we can't see a way that doesn't seem like it does some damage, and therefore no way at all is preferable, even if the way things are now is doing more damage than the ways we're seeing.
Yeah. 2200.
So
yeah,
you need 4 XP.
Yeah. All right, let me talk to Acel and Noid.
Yeah.
See if either of those will. Oh. Mirror check. Hang on, let me do that while I'm here.
Yeah, I guess if you could resolve that, it might be worth XP.
Well, also, the mirror check seems like something that's more, I don't know, I want to say personal, he's going through a whole journey here.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, now without the expression. It's just hairy.
Ah, yes, that's true. You are not holding your chain cutters.
Okay, let me get my chain cutters.
And it's an interfacing check. So
Well, I got the gloves.
definitely keep those gloves on.
Yeah.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. Now, the chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. Well, you know one thing for sure. You've probably never been a plumber.
Okay. All right, so let's head back then.
So hey, what's this new thought?
Oh yeah.
Business loves silence, the second loudest thing in the world, eclipsed only by the collective screams of market crash victims. So let me whisper to you. Do you feel the veil of the sun gods slipping? Are the better days gone? Are we entering bankruptcy? Is the company going to go down and leave you in the gutter with the rest of the dredges, delivering parcels for soup money? You need to crisis manage your way out of this. 5 hours to figure out, and it damages your empathy while you're thinking about it.
See, here's the thing. We talked about this before. I find this thought system really compelling,
Yeah.
but I'm not getting XP fast enough where I can afford to open up slots
Yeah.
because I need to be able to do these checks, and that's oh hello.
He told you he'd be here.
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous.
Wow. Just encountering him leveled you right up. There he is again, the smoker on the balcony, right here in the whirling in rags.
You're here.
I am. So are you. What brings you here?
A composure check indeed. He's so different.
He's so different. What are you doing here?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
I don't know what I'm doing here. I just go wherever life takes me.
Maybe you should figure it out, detective.
I met your Sunday friend.
You did? And how did you like him?
I didn't like him as much as I like you.
Ah, shoot. Why not?
Why was he? Why was he staying at your place in the middle of the night? Because I'm still playing that I think that Harry doesn't.
Yeah, Harry doesn't understand what he's feeling here.
Yeah.
He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean.
I don't want to talk about other. Oh, so he's your roommate then? What are you two?
Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time.
What does it mean, a Sunday friend?
That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess.
Is that even a friend?
It is. On Sundays.
He smiles.
I don't want to talk about other people. I want to talk about you.
What about me, gendarme? Bye-bye, gendarme.
Wait, can I increase my composure? Lounge
That's
it.
good. Dress up for this guy right in front of him. I can't think of anything straighter you could possibly do.
Conceptualization, suggestion, electrochemistry.
Yellow skills really are sort of your character's bane. There's like a million interfacing checks, and they're always tricky.
Okay. I need these shoes. Okay.
Oh, you weren't even wearing shoes before. Obviously, that's gonna be a problem. All right, you got it. Should be easy.
Hi, gendarme.
What is it about the way he carries himself? Please let this work.
It's the sports. He's a sports guy, all about that physical prowess and athletic skill. Nothing else here.
Oh, come on, video game. It's pride.
Can we save scum? Tell me again about that muscular type who came to investigate the crime.
Oh, yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
What did you tell him?
Nothing. That I didn't see anything.
And did you tell him about your friend?
What friend?
Your Sunday friend, the witness.
No, I don't think it came up.
What did he look like?
Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types.
Besides muscular, did he have any other identifying traits?
Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries. He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese.
Was he alone?
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece.
His earpiece?
Yes, you know those tiny speaker microphones that fancy security guards sometimes wear.
What was he saying?
Just reporting back whatever I was telling him.
Thank you for the information.
Sure. Anything else on your mind?
His lazy eyes stroll over your face.
No.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Listen, maybe Harry just doesn't figure this out. This is one mystery too powerful.
Yeah, because I need to do the I just got the
It is legitimately sad. I think that like to some extent it's like we're haha, about it. But like it is legitimately sad, especially for a trans person, to have to like abandon somebody who can't figure out their queerness, especially late in life.
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's the kind of like I want to pump points into composure.
Yeah, right.
To try, but I would say, I mean, I appreciate. Now it might be that I'm not seeing enough or doing enough to get experience points enough to be doing all the things I want to do. Or it might be that the game is designed in such a way where, I'm not going to be able to do all the things I want to do. Maybe a little bit of both. But, like, there are thoughts I want to explore. There are checks I want to pursue. And because of the momentum of the plot, I feel like I can't waste the skill points on something that's not plot related. If the experience and the skill points were a bit more plentiful, I where I was able to get a level maybe a little more quickly, I would absolutely be I'd be doing that check again right now. I look closer first.
The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions. Just chips in the sandstone.
Kim, look! Bullet holes!
Where?
I point to the chips in the wall. Someone has been shot. We're cops. We should solve it.
There? Those are old.
What do you mean, old?
These bullets were fired during the Revolution, over half a century ago. They do not warrant investigation.
Okay, what can you tell me about the Revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go?
Yeah. Wait, what? Okay, well that's weird. So I just did that check and it didn't. Alright. So let's go over to the storm drain. I think it's a physical instrument check, but
Yeah, it is, but also it can't hurt to look at it.
before I pump a point in it.
You wanna get dressed for physical instrument?
Yeah, okay, let's.
Where's that tank top? Amabel.
What?
You know that it does not involve all of...
I'm trying to get him to learn to love himself. He has to get comfortable with his body.
I think you're mostly just getting us all comfortable with his body.
Okay, well, definitely. No, that's the wrong
This is
one.
more of a fuck the world situation? Okay.
No, I need the correct jacket, but
Why did
You
you
only
take
have
it
the
off?
one? Shush you.
You are obsessed with taking off and putting back on the same... You're killing me.
Look, as a little girl who didn't know she was a little girl, I did not get to play dress up very much. Taking every opportunity that I can. Yeah. Get some cool glasses.
Yep, pretty cool.
And
Silk scarf. Yep, it's a look. It's rad. All
I've
right.
got one bullet.
Ready?
Behind the pipe, the maintenance door, rusted shut and half sunken in sand.
I'm gonna be so upset if this fails.
Don't say that. You're tempting fate.
I need to get 15. I'm adding 10 to the roll. Am I right?
No.
9? Hmm?
9.
9.
Wait,
Okay.
I don't know. Does the number at the top? Whatever. It's 83%.
Yeah, I just.
The metal doors were heavy, and the flaking rust hurts your palms. But together with the lieutenant, you managed to slide them open just enough to squeeze in.
Good work. Shall we?
I would like it to be noted that you were only able to perform this in the end thanks to the power boost that you received from seeing that guy again. And that although the game did not give us free passage on that check, that's still pretty gay. I am willing to accept it as an act of queerness.
Look, the next level, if I get another one, I will.
We'll see. This overturned table is covered in orange mildew, crawling with something. I hear friendly rats. This collapse nearly sealed the basement. One can barely squeeze by. Antiquated office furniture. Last century, maybe? Old file folders in the cart. Documents silvery with mold. Are you really... Okay.
What?
You're really not gonna... I try not to steer. I try not to tell you what to do, but you're really not going to interact with that? You're going to look at it several times. You're going to mouse over it and verify that it's interactable, and then you're just not going to touch it.
Wait.
You are driving me so crazy.
Which is interact? I'm not seeing
The rocks in the doorway.
Oh yeah, no, I'll come back to that. I'm going over here.
Why would you come back to that? A series of thick, dusty panes of glass.
This isn't just glass. These are old computation components.
These are computer components?
Yes, filament memories. From the time when wires were cast in glass, slides with an inlaid nervous system.
How'd they do that and why?
The how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river where they were manufactured. As to why, your fingers don't know.
I like that as an
You can-
interfacing memory, a physical memory, because it's like you got this because you've touched one of these before. You've run your fingers across the wire, the place where the wires are cast.
Yeah, that's really neat. This game's so good. Hey Kim, look, old cybernetics.
So it is. I think it is used to form a single system, slotted in the wall.
So this is all that remains of Feld R&D.
The rest of the building seems to have been picked clean.
Could this have been part of the Feld playback experiment?
These? No. These are old filament memories. I hope you're not expecting to find a device here. You will be disappointed.
Alright, I'll finish the thought.
Ooh,
Ooh.
very fancy. In the beam of the flashlight, a crevice in the wall. Perhaps a space that you would not have discovered without the flashlight equipped. Stale fabric smell and dust. No one slept here in months, or maybe years. These pots and plates are full of dust and spider webs.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. A plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spider web in the lower left corner of the portrait.
I brush the dust off the portrait.
Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched by an ample moustache and sideburns, look a bit silly. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hands sweep across the sand, grains sticking to the frayed skin of the fingertips. An old man sits on a slab of concrete and taps his fingers against the glass of a scope. You shudder.
Who is K. Mazov?
Well, my amnesiac friend. Mazov is the father of scientific communism. His theories about economic history greatly influenced, some would even say sparked, the intercentennial revolution.
So my comrades were here.
If you wish. At any rate, looks like some Mazovians were hiding out here, but left a long time ago.
The lieutenant does not seem to share your enthusiasm.
Could someone have stopped through here recently?
You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
Revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed. Ancient flyers and brochures. Oh,
Oh, okay.
pretty slick
All right.
hat there.
Well, that's what's gonna happen right now.
An Ushanka with the Mazovian logo, a pair of deer antlers on its silvery white front. Your ears feel cuddled and cared for by the state.
This hat is so soft, so warm. It wraps around your head, and your mind tingles with all manner of socio-economic theory.
This is an Ushanka, right? I pat the hat. Good hat.
Kraz Mazov would have worn this Yushenka. Mazov knew where to cook those thoughts. That's why it bears a Mazovian logo. Glory to the revolution, comrade. Whether you like it or not, wearing this hat has made you more communist.
Yes.
There's something in the air, an unnatural buzzing. The tunnel collapsed. You'll have to find another way around.
Yeah, I know.
It's getting louder, that buzzing sound.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell.
Tenet, do you feel something?
No, what do you mean?
A ghost.
Either way, we ought to be careful. There were footprints back there. and I'm pretty
Hold
sure
on.
they were fresh.
You really don't feel anything.
No, but you are the sensitive one.
It's not a quib. The situation is dangerous.
You think it's the suspect who left the prints?
Possibly. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully.
What do you mean?
Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
Okay. We met the Union leader and I'm getting info from him. Okay, these are all... Oh. Okay, I know what this is.
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
Okay,
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
you still
Right,
gotta
let me-
you still gotta do the thing.
Do what thing?
Your job.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm gonna
Okay.
go...
So like read the dialogue options before you click on them, stuff like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. I'm still learning. I have not been doing this.
This is
as you
episode
have.
600 of this series. Come on now.
I'm sorry, but I realize like structurally this is anything you want to wrap up before the game moves forward. So I'm gonna come back and look at this thing
Uh-huh.
before any of that. Okay, that's... Well, yeah, that's some money probably.
It is in fact a postcard, Martinez 98. In many ways, it is like finding 16 cents. This glass is covered with grime and dust. You can barely see out. Stones fall. It's a long way down. The gusts of wind, the height feels dizzying. The central support beam has been destroyed by artillery fire.
No, can't. Okay. Let me head back down then. And head back to the stairs.
Rats! I saw them. They're adorable.
Yay!
Those poor little guys.
Alright.
You should
anything
scoop
else?
them up and take them with you in your Yushanka.
Yeah, that sounds good. Alright, anything else?
If anyone's going to help you figure out communism, it's some rats. They're very community oriented.
I love rats so much.
A concrete pipe buried in sand and dust. Some oil drums full of money for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, woo.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency range is screaming directly into your neural pathways.
Alright, don't cover my ears.
That's an awful decision. Why would you not want to shield yourself from it? It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Yeah, okay. You're under arrest.
Really now? Check this out.
She turns the dial in her hand.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
You gonna kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
I saw your equations. It's the Ulan frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She likes telling you about the machine. Keep her talking. Look for an opportunity to break loose.
What's this goddamn pale anyway?
The pale? It's the end of the world.
How'd you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
She nods toward her torture device.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it.
Have you experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
Please, could you just turn it down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
You're looking for a deal with my mattress. Turn this.
The lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens.
Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much.
You are very good at pain threshold.
Yeah, alright.
Decisive action, Dubois.
The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but...
You okay, Kim?
All good, officer. Be careful.
She looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
Oh.
She puts the barrel of the gun into her mouth.
What are you doing?
Problem solving.
Ma'am, put the gun down. That's not the solution to your problems. You are...
Oh, yes, it is.
Well,
All right.
Content warning for the thing you can all see is about to happen if we don't hit this check.
Oh, see, I can't like change my clothes to rhetoric clothes. So this is good. This is a good moment. I'm not given the opportunity to push things in my favor.
No, you're just gonna have to talk her down with your Ushanka and this jacket on.
Oh no! I will convince her to put the gun down.
You should know the
Oh,
words
no.
to say. You've been here yourself. So why is it not coming to you?
Why am I standing here like an idiot?
Because you've been going around pointing a gun at yourself, trying to answer the same question in vain. Her finger squeezes the trigger now.
But she doesn't deserve to die like this.
A smirk crosses her face as she watches you stand there, mute. Then she exhales sharply, shakes her head, and pulls the trigger. You watch as her brains trickle out through her neon hair.
What did we just do?
Our job. It went really bad. And now we need to clean it up.
She killed herself. I failed to talk her down.
Lieutenant Yefreitor Dubois, control your emotions. We did our job. This won't be the worst thing that happens on this case, believe me. You can't let this break you.
There is no coming back from this one. It will stay with you in nightmares.
Okay. What do we do now?
We clean up. It may take days for processing to pick up her body. We need to move it somewhere. That tent there.
Well, it is a gun.
Okay. Whew. That's
Cooking utensils. She's prepared herself porridge with bananas.
wasn't expecting that.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately.
I look inside.
You see a rolled up sleeping bag and personal belongings.
We should put her in the sleeping bag, so the rats don't get to her.
Okay, let's carry her over here.
The lieutenant nods.
Ugh.
There she lies, cocooned in the sleeping bag, surrounded by empty cigarette packs, books, and half-read magazines. Magazines? You should look through them.
I don't think so, Logic.
Really?
The plain red tent rests stoically.
Okay.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
The lieutenant peeks in over your shoulder.
I sift through the magazines.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine. It's a leather notebook.
Notebook. I take it.
You pocket the worn brown leather journal.
We should read this immediately, like right now.
Okay.
A well-loved journal with a brown leather cover and the brand name Schneller embossed on the back. It seems to have served as a loyal friend to a lonely traveler.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket.
I examine the cover.
It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller.
I unwind the strap.
The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
I study the handwriting. That's an interesting option.
The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently.
I flip through the pages.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
We could learn a lot from this.
What kind of logistics?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
Professionalism is his coping mechanism.
What are the diagrams of?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them.
How far back do the entries go?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
What did she write the day Lely died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it.
What's the most recent entry?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
I don't think she killed the mercenary. It looks like she might have been framed. Too bad we didn't really get to hear her side of the story.
This whole thing was a detour, and a fatal one, he thinks. Don't get emotional.
Okay, what do you mean, framed?
By the Hardy Boys, by Classier, by us.
Then who do you think killed the merc?
Could have been Titus. Then again,
He pauses to think.
This third option I would never say.
What kind of position must you have wormed your detective into to be like, oh yeah, T-Man, we're friends? He wouldn't do that.
I don't know.
either way, we need to keep an eye on him. Somewhere along the way, we might have been fed a lie or two. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling and rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
Hang on, let me, what we got over here?
Dark water trails into the distance. There is no way out.
What,
True.
wait, what is this? Oh, it helps. Okay, good. I need that.
Amabel. Okay.
Alright. Let's see if there's anything else around here.
Like that?
Like what?
That?
I went?
No, you didn't.
Okay, well, I thought I clicked on that. Apparently I didn't. Hang on, this is where over here is where the thing collapsed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was somber. That was...
Yeah, she was feeling pretty cornered and pretty grim, and then y'all showed up right at that moment. The same slit window you saw from the outside.
Okay.
Showed up right at that moment, disarmed her little thing, and then it's like...
Oh, yeah, I've been here already.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing here. Alright.
But at least we get to see the rats one more time to cheer us up.
Yeah. Alright, there's no more places to look at. Alright.
Okay, let's just go ahead and call it right there, I think.
Yeah.
Amabel, how you feeling about how all this is going?
It's grim. I feel bad. I feel bad, and that's where I am right now.
Okay, that's fair enough. I think that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, I guess we have some questions to ask, and maybe ask them pretty hard. And we'll see you then.
Yeah.